is a known Pakistani Christian and has been fighting for the draconian blasphemy laws in Pakistan. We will today discuss with him various aspects of this cruel nature of Pakistani administration, and will discuss as to what can be done to bring all these things at the fore of the international direction. With these words, I'd like to invite Mr. Faraz Pervaiz, sir, to this session. A very good morning to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. Good morning, all of you.
Thank you. Discussing the blasphemy laws in Pakistan, can you guide us as to how this blasphemy laws began in the first place?
It actually became the part of Constitution 1980s when it was introduced by that time dictator General Zia-ul Haq. The Islamic Republic of Pakistan has strictest anti-blasphemy laws. The first purpose of this law is to protect Islamic authorities. According to the Constitution of Article number 2, Islam is the state religion. By the Constitution Article number 31, it is the country's duty to foster the Islamic way of life.
By all the accounts, the Islamic Republic of Pakistan has the strictest blasphemy law among all the other countries which have a majority Muslim population. Now, we go into the detail as to why such a thing is observed in the first place.
Well, thus the Christianity and the Hindus, which are minority religion, are often marginalized and persecuted. So significantly culminating in atrocities, events including like you have seen the Gojra incident where 8 Christians were murdered, Joseph Clooney in 2013. Then Mari Mata temple in Karachi, Soldier Bazaar, and the attack more recently, Jaranwala hostilities. Christians are also enslaved in Brooklyn, in places like Kot Radhakishan, wherein they experience terrible labor conditions. So 2 of the most famous Brooklyn slave, Shama and Shazad, were burnt brutally in 2014. Yes, 2014 for alleged blasphemy. It is well estimated that there are 1 million Brooklyn slaves despite the ratification of anti-slavery law 1992. While Pakistan is signatory of some of international conventions and is the United Nations member state. So it continues to flout international law and inflicted serious suffering of the Christians and Hindu populace. The plight of Christian and Hindu was also, viscerally on display in attack on, like we seen in Peshawar All Saints Church, wherein many died. It was very precarious situation for the Christians, and there is no legal protection for Hindus, Christians, Sikhs, Shias, and other religious minorities. Islam is actually hostile to non-believers and those in preserves, as they call us infidels for Hindus and Christian. While the white flag in Pakistan flag was placed, they were reflect founder Jinnah's visions of the more inclusive Pakistan. So this is far from the reality, has not neutralized. Therefore, it is not only uncomfortable to the Christians and Hindus in Pakistan, it is often deadly, and it is icon to begin if you read the Bible, Daniel when he was, thrown in the dens of the lion. It's like a same situation. And when I talk to number of lawyer, that they are even afraid to present the cases of the blasphemy accused. The law pertaining of the blasphemy so strict and were enacted by the Islamic jurists so swiftly under General Ziaul Haq in late 90s, including the death sentence without presidential signs. That was happened on July 8, 9 and 10th, 1980s. So the case of violation of section 295C, this is the section of the most draconian blasphemy law and the most notorious blasphemy law of Pakistan Penal Code. The shocking impact of the law can be seen in the painful cases like the Hindu principal of a private school, Notanlal, and then we seen that the Mahi, that was a doctor, who was accused of giving the medicine to his patient in the wrapping of Islamic paper. Then we seen the Junaid Hafiz and the Asiya Bibi, who was subjected to 10 years imprisonment as a result of these draconian laws. So however, there are many other horrifying examples to illustrate and hostile situation for the Christians and Hindus in Pakistan.
So, moving ahead to the next question, there is a staggering number which you have put for the minorities who live in dire circumstances in Pakistan. But in all these conditions, the blasphemy laws have neither been abolished nor their flaws has been discussed in the public domain. Why do you think that the Pakistani administration, the government in general, which we discuss here, do not take any steps against these blasphemy laws?
Well, Sir Siddharth, if you hold the belief that the only general public accuse each other of blasphemy, then you are mistaken. The reality is that, sir, the politicians in Pakistan have also been accused of blasphemy, and even by politicians against their opponent to achieve their political objectives. So it is unfortunate that it has become the common practice for the political rivals to throw accusation of blasphemy at each other without any consideration of potentially severe consequences and the results. So, Sir Siddharth, let me remind you, if you remember the mob lynching of Mishal Khan, a student at Abdul Wali Khan University in Mardan, Pakistan, who was lynched by a mob of fellow student in 17. After being accused of the blasphemy, when Mishal Khan was murdered, initially the Awami National Party, ANP, secular and the leftist political party, supported those who committed the murder. But later, they changed their position. The report of the Joint Investigation Team, that is called JIT, that was formed to investigate the Mishal Khan lynch case, revealed that the mob was incited to kill him to protect of blasphemy by the member of the Pakhtun Student Federation, which is the student wing of the Awami National Party. The murder was planned beforehand, as the group left threatened by Mishal's activities of raising his voice against the irregularity at the university premises. So when his murderer were released from the jail with the support of the political parties, because the political party will use them, all those murderers, against their opponents in their politics. When they were free from the jails, from the courts, they were garlanded flowers. They were rewarded with the money and the big status, and people call them ghazis because they killed one innocent person who was accused of the blasphemy. Then, Sir Siddharth, let me take you back in 2011. Remember the murder of Salman Taseer, the governor of Punjab, who was assassinated in 2011 by his own security guard, Mumtaz Qadri, who disagreed with Sir Salman Taseer. He was a Lion of Punjab, the opposition of the blasphemy law in Pakistan. Taseer had spoken out in the support of Christian woman named Asiya Bibi, and who was accused of blasphemy and sentenced to death. At that time, the interior minister, Sir Siddharth, I just want to check the mentality of this society, the Sikh society. The interior minister of that time, Rahman Malik, stated that he would have killed the blasphemer himself, amplifying that if he were in the same situation, he would have done the same thing, as this is the matter of the blasphemy. So how the Sikh mentality these people are having in the name of Islam, in the name of religion. And then we have seen this year, in 2013, in the month of February, a charge mob entered the police station located in Nankana Sahib, district of Punjab. They proceed to violently attack and they kill an innocent man who was being detained there. This individual, allegedly accused of desecrating the Quranic pages, and some local residents had accused him of engaging a witchcraft for his personal scores, benefits. After the Nankana Sahib incident, the Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif from the PMLN launched an investigation and voiced his concern about the police failure prevent the charge mob from committing a mob lynching and violence against innocent person. But this person, Shahbaz Sharif, he was the Chief Minister of Punjab province in Pakistan in 2018. He was observed inaugurating a new OPD block at the Services Hospital that was named after Ghazi Ilmuddin. Ghazi Ilmuddin was the murderer of Hindu publisher who murdered him, the Hindu publisher in Lahore, 1929. So he murdered him because he published the one book that is called Rangila Rasool, which was written by the Hindu Pandit from that time, Hindustan. So the same individual who killed Rajpal over the alleged blasphemy incident, this raised a question about the message that Shahbaz Sharif was sending by dedicating the building in the honor of the murderer. If the building can be named after Ghazi Ilmuddin, who was responsible for committing murder in the name of blasphemy, in the name of Muhammad, then one could expect a building to also be named after Mumtaz Qadri, who committed the similar act, and the Khalid, who killed an innocent Ahmadiyya Muslim in the court premises in Peshawar, or other charge mob that lynch an individual in Nankana Sahib, or the mob that lynch a Priyantha Kumara, Sri Lankan citizen in Sialkot. After all of them committed the same act of killing and alleged blasphemer. So this kind of hypocrisy is concerning, where on one hand they are, they are taking very minor action being taken by them. But on other hand, there are tribute being paid by these politicians and religious leaders, and even normal people. They are paying their tribute to them. Yes, sir, Siddharth.
Discussing about this Sikh mentality which you mentioned previously, and this absolute militant religion adherence which is observed in Pakistan. This is something which is not normal. How big role do you think Pakistan's education play brainwash people to a certain extent where they become pawns and in their own individual capacity go ahead to do heinous crimes in the name of this blasphemy law?
Well, sir Siddharth, let me clarify this, their actions. Let me try to explain you. Well, you see, the human mind, especially during the childhood, is highly vulnerable to external influence and the shape. Children are in the process of developing their cognitive abilities and forming their belief system and understanding of the world. Unfortunately, this level of them open to brainwashing when they are at these ages, their brains washings is continue, where individual or the groups manipulate to control their thoughts, belief and behavior. I will present you here's some example that how brainwashing is carried out in the schools. I will let me take you, mainly let me focus on the blasphemy with the little touch with the destruction of the Hindu temple and how textbooks are designed to glorify such acts. In school, when I was in a school back in Pakistan, we had to study subjects such as Urdu and the Islamiyat, and you must be asked why Urdu, and there would be some form of Islamic teaching, and now you would ask me why must Islamiyat for non-Muslims. So the answer is very simple, because it was compulsory subject. However, when in Urdu there would be some form of Islamic teaching incorporated, such as Hamd Bari Ta'ala, or Naat, like recitations of their Islamic belief. When it comes to the subject like Pakistan studies or social studies, come the chapter were presented in the way, or at least the teacher would present in a way that depicted Hindus in a negative light. There would be always a point where the teacher would assert that Hindus are wrong and the Christians are wrong. They used to be enemies of Islam and the enemies of the Muslims. Hindus and Muslims cannot live together because of the two-nation theory, and that our religion Islam is the only true one, while there is not. When the student learn that the gods and the religion of others are concerned false, it is natural for them to question why these individuals do not convert to Islam, why these Christians are not converting to Islam, why these Hindus are not submitting themselves to Islam. Why don't you convert it to Islam? Why, they would just insist you continue saying like this, your gods are wrong, your religious is not a good. So why don't you become a Muslim? Or what's wrong with the Islam? And why don't you like Islam? These kind of remarks are not only limited to the school, but Hindu students have experienced the same in my college, at my workplace, even as a Christian, I faces the same mentality. When in your syllabus you are glorifying the Islamic values, then of course this kind of sick mentality will flourish. And you've seen the case of a principal of a private school, Notan Lal, is the one of the example that even a very young child, I forgot his name, he accuses his own principal, who was the principal of the private school in Sindh. His name is Notan Lal. He was sentenced to death, and his own student accuses him with this blasphemy. So for my understanding, it would never stop, and it is the such fire that I already predicted that about 10 years ago, that even you are burning our houses, our churches, you are burning the Hindu temples, you are destroying the Ahmadiyya mosque and their graveyard. But the days are coming when the Islam would be burning down the Islam in the name of Islam. On August 10th, that Gilgit-Baltistan has been witnessing unrest over the 10 days, and due to the wave of protest by Shia and Sunni groups, sectarian violence, and the whole state was mute there. They were not doing any action against these radical groups, those whom were over the street of Gilgit-Baltistan. And then the Shias were out there because the government of Pakistan, they were going to pass the one more law against the Shias, because there is a one special prayer in Shia mourning where they abuses the companions of Muhammad. So the government of Pakistan empowered the pro-subscribe organization. They presented a bill in a Senate that was later rejected by the President of Pakistan. But the President of Pakistan, he was unaware about that bill. And then we seen that in how religious minorities are treated, how we are treated in Pakistan. In Tando Muhammad Khan, Sindh, the Hindu kidney patient Seema was drugged and raped by Muslim doctors of the private hospital because she was a Hindu. That's why she was raped by them, and then later she died. Within 2-3 days, she died over there. And we seen that on August 12, 2013, in Rahim Ya Khan, a Hindu man, Ram, along with the whole family, he was arrested by Court Sabha police on alleged blasphemy accusation. So this is the way we are treated by the state-sponsored blasphemy. And these mullahs they are very beneficial tools for the state, that state using them against us.
That is very interesting. This is something which is not observed in any other country, sir. Moving ahead, especially discussing about the Ahmadiyya community in Pakistan, there is a sudden increase in the hate crime against the community, and there is also a past wherein the Pakistan even disowned the first Pakistani scientist who won a Nobel Prize, that is Abdul Salam.
Yes.
He was the scientist from the Ahmadiyya community, and he was subsequently disowned by the administration. Why do you think that the Pakistani administration even goes to the extent of disowning such minorities who bring fame to the country?
Well, sir Siddharth, let me explain you. This has been started with the birth of Pakistan. All these riots started 1953 against the Ahmadiyya. By that time, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, that time, he used the newspaper and the political and religious party against the one specific group to corner them, to take the resources from them. And you see, let me give you the current example. Ahmadiyya mosques were demolished and destroyed since the May this year 2023, and until today when I'm talking to you, the all destruction and demolition was supported by the Punjab police. And in every incident where their mosques were demolished, their graveyard were destroyed by the true Muslims, all these perpetrators, they have fully backing of the Punjab police. Until now, when I'm talking to you, there are more than 34 reported cases of destruction of their mosque and their graveyard. On 23rd of September this year, 2023, 74 their graves were demolished by Tehreek-e-Labbaik Pakistan, and the state were present there, and state were officially supporting them. Now they are threatening to Ahmadiyya Muslim to change their name, who keep their names after the name of Muhammad. They are threatening them. If you do not change their name, then you will face the severe consequences. And they are threatening the Tehreek-e-Labbaik perpetrators. They are terrorists. They are specially formed to target minorities. So they are threatening a religious minority to leave the Pakistan, or you will face the severe consequences. Sir Siddharth, we have seen that, do you remember the Army Chief of Pakistan, General Qamar Javed Bajwa? The fire of madness of blasphemy even not only affected the common people and the politician, but have also reached the former Chief of Army Staff. Let me give you an example how he was accused. In November 2019, a petition was submitted by the former Major Khalid Shah. His name was Major Khalid Shah, to the Peshawar High Court. The allegation that General Qamar Javed Bajwa is an Ahmadiyya and hold the highest military position. It should be noted that the Pakistan, the Ahmadiyyas are considered the non-Muslims and subjected to imprisoned and fined under the blasphemy law, which is section 298B and 298C. So if they identify themselves as a Muslim, and if the General Bajwa was really an Ahmadi, then how he would have been charged under those blasphemy laws for posing as a Muslims? According to the Pakistan Constitution, a non-Muslims individual cannot be appointed as an army chief. So if even Pakistan, notorious and powerful army chief, can be targeted with the death tag that comes with the blasphemy accusation, then nobody is safe in Islamic Republic of Pakistan, sir.
Things certainly do not look good for religious freedom in Pakistan today. What, according to you, will it take the world to identify this problem and to take steps to stop such things in Pakistan, which is cropping up such situations for minorities in Pakistan?
Well, sir Siddharth, let me give you one more example. After the Jallianwala, at the midnight, unknown individual inscribed praises for Allah on the Central Brooks Church wall in Karachi, Pakistan. Now, if let just think about it. Now, if you and I go and remove over the church wall, there is the risk of sparking blasphemy rumors, potential violence icon to the Jaranwala, where 26 churches and more than 400 houses were burned down. And then let me take you on 23rd September 2023. The Court of Pakistan in Sadikabad on September 2023 released Abdul Qadir, a murderer, a police officer in Sadikabad. He stabbed Muhammad Waqas to death, who was released from the prison after almost 3 years on false blasphemy charges, who was arrested, who was released on 2021. And then you have seen after the Jaranwala incident, in an early statement, how the state was responding there. In an early statement made by the IG Punjab, he held the Indian intelligence agency, the RAW, responsible for its involvement in the violent attack against churches and the houses belongs to the Christian community in Jaranwala. Then in the latest statement, he trimmed the personal grudge of the Christian men, a reason behind the accusation of blasphemy against Christian. It is noted that the both statements are in total contrast to each other, and the IG Punjab seems to have made the deliberate attempt to avoid the mentioning the name of certain religious political party involved in the mob violence, and is accusing the neighboring country just to shift the responsibility from local state actors to foreign actors. He seems to have supported the popular narrative that promotes that the notion that it is not us Pakistanis but others, foreign hands, who carry out the extremist, violent and the terrorist activities. So his contradictory statements have shifted the focus from mob violence against Christians to the desecration of the Quran, which will serve as a favor to the representative of the specific religious political party, which is called Tehreek Labbaik Pakistan, TLP, and Ahl Sunnat wal Jamaat, which is a pro-subscribed organization. You can call that organization as well as Sipai Sahaba, to get away their violent crime with the impunity. So just as we have seen, just as the criminal were identified and arrested through the video recording, geofencing after the May 9, 2023, will similar diligence we be showing against the Tehreek Labbaik Pakistan extremists and Ahl Sunnat wal Jamaat, Sipai Sahaba, who committed terrorism in Jaranwala, in Daska, where 74 Ahmadiyya graves were destroyed, and there were 6,000 all these terrorists who destroy everything that belongs to religious minority, and the only arrests were made by the state 153. Where are other thousands of terrorists who destroy the dreams of the religious minority, who destroy the dreams and the future of their children? Where are all those perpetrators and the culprits? Why the state is not arresting them yet? Why? My question is why, sir?
These are very important questions which you are raising here, sir. Moving ahead, there are many attempts by the Pakistani administration to nationalize church properties and to snatch it away from Christians. Recently, even the government denied state security for churches, asking them to hire private security guards. Where do you think this is heading for the Christian community in Pakistan?
It is totally destruction that the government want. Now they are asking us to hire our personal private securities. Now, you have admitted that the state has officially lost the battle against the religious extremists. The state cannot protect us. State always win the battle against the religious minority by using all these groups. That's why state is directly saying that we as in state, we cannot protect you. We have seen in 2021 when the in Wazirabad, where the 8 police men were killed by the Tehreek-e-Labbaik Pakistan terrorists. We have seen how the state has won the battle against the religious minority in Jallianwala. We have experienced how the state has failed in Gojra riots where 8 Christian people were murdered. We have seen in Lahore Joseph Kaluni attacks. We have seen in Shantinagar. We have seen in Lahore churches terrorist attack in Lahore Jahanabad. We have seen the state officially fail in Quetta. We have seen the churches attack in Peshawar. So state, that's why state directly now asking us to hire our personal security.
The law is certainly not equal when we discuss Pakistan, especially for the minorities. Moving ahead, what is the economic condition of the Pakistani Christian community and minorities in general? Do you think that they are under economic distress and opportunities for them to grow is not given by Pakistan?
There are no, sir, equal opportunity for religious minorities, especially for Hindus and Christians. There are certain specific jobs that only Christian can apply, like as a sanitary worker, they require Christians. The lowest work that is required in the state, which is only minority, belongs to minority, they are just designated for the Christian and Hindus because of our belief and faith. Because they think that we are in a small number, so that's why they can do whatever they want. There is no matter of the respect. We are not like, if we are minority, we are, if 49%, for example, they are 51. So there is no, there is still respect preserved. There is still respect, honor need to be addressed. So there is no equal rights for religious minority. We are systematically, they are marginalizing us. They are taking all the resources from us and they are cornering us by calling us minority.
It has often been said that the military runs the Pakistan administration in general. Do you think that the military of Pakistan even bows to the Islamic mullahs so that the army is not affected by these mullahs and their fatwas?
We have seen in the past that even the fatwa was issued against the Qamar Javed Bajwa in 2019. So, well, sir, it has become evident that everyone uses blasphemy law against each other. Some do it for the political succor, while others do it for the personal gains. But now people need to understand that they are playing with the fire. And this is a fire that will burn everyone, sir. And it has burning already.
Is there a message that you will want to give to the people of Pakistan to break this loop of cruelty under blasphemy laws? Because it is just a matter of time when fatwas will reach to those people who are right now safe. Because cruelty knows no bounds.
So, many people are saying actually that solution to this should be amplified, remove the blasphemy law. But the question is for me that, sir, the time is not now. we cannot do anything. The time for the removal has passed. What I mean to say is that we are currently stuck in a loop where whether the law existed or not, there is a still problem, sir. Let's assume for the moment that blasphemy laws should be abolished. But the question arises, who will remove them? The Prime Minister, the President, the Army Chief, Who will dare to intervene in the violent situation? Do you remember, Sir Siddharth, the Faizabad sit-in 2017? When in the election bill 2017, the word oath was replaced with the declaration. Here we are talking about the complete change in the law. So imagine the reaction that would follow. Even today, in many blasphemy cases, it happened that people file FIRs, first information report, that and seek legal recourse. And while fighting these cases, people say that they do not want to take the law into their own hands. No, just think, if these laws do not exist, what will they fight with? They will resort to the street justice. So, in my opinion, sir, the abolition of blasphemy law come in the second step. The first step should be de-radicalization. This de-radicalization process should be involve not only the general public but everyone, whether they are politician or anyone else. Once a society is de-radicalized, then we can remove the law. But before that, the question arises here: is our state, I'm talking about the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, serious about de-radicalization? If not, unfortunately, such events will continue to occur in tragic manner, which is happening, and that will not be going to stop, sir.
It was a great discussion, sir, and this brings us to the end of this interview. You have covered various aspects of all the day-to-day activities the various authorities face in Pakistan. We do hope that the situation improves, and there are some credible steps by the administration of Pakistan to de-radicalize, as you have beautifully summed up. With your due permission, sir, we will bring this interview to a close now, and we thank you for taking out time from your schedule for this interview in the first place. And to all our viewers who will be viewing this interview soon, we hope that you give us some relevant questions which we can take up further in this due course of you. Thank you so much.
Sure, sir, sure. Thank you so much for your time, sir. And thank you so much for bringing this to your audience, sir.